Everton on Sunday. First thing, true or false, JB? Fellini is United's biggest, most expensive flop ever.
It's our biggest tree. Well, he doesn't do a great deal, that's all I know. But yeah, honestly, I just like to remind people it's not £27 million, it's 23. That does make me feel a little bit better. It's because Fellini rescinded his loyalty payments, which were £4 million, and that was why Everton gained £4 million more. So does it make you feel a bit better, Sam? Does it?
Yeah, well, I'm not having to go ahead. I'm asking your opinion.
My opinion is, yeah, absolute waste of space. He's one of the worst signings, the most money we've ever made, like, in a long, long time. I can't think of anyone who comes close.
Mac, any thoughts on Fellini?
I think it's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, he hasn't performed anywhere near his price tag suggests. So, you know, he hasn't performed anywhere near a Manchester United. If you disregard his price tag, he just hasn't performed for us. Unfair because he's coming to a team that's obviously new change of manager, a manager that he knows. So, bit of a worry that he took so long to sign him. He's coming to a team that's struggling, not one that's, you know, playing at its top level, but still, he should be putting some sort of performances in, especially when we've got, you know, if you're a central midfielder, you come to Manchester United, you know we got a central midfield problem. You'd hope they'd want to dig in and, you know, work it through and make a spot for themselves. But it doesn't seem like he's done that. Maybe he does have a long-term future here. Who knows? Before he joined the club, some would say, you know, let's get him signed up ASAP. Remember people saying in the summer that Arsenal needed him just to solve their central midfield spot. So he's a very good player. He just hasn't shown it at Manchester United. I don't think he will. I don't think he will, though, because I don't think his style suits our style.
Cool. So moving on from Fellini, let's talk about David Moyes. Adam, what do we expect from him for the rest of the season?
Expectation-wise for the rest of the season, I haven't got much, if I'm honest. I hope we don't get Europa League spot. Although, obviously, if we go out and we win a few more games this season, play some decent football, it'll be good to see, but it'll probably result in that. So I kind of just given up all hope for the season, and my mind is just on how David Moyes acts as Manchester United manager, the style of football he plays and the players and the way he goes about it, to see if he can salvage his job, because it is looking like it may be time up for him at the end of the season at the moment.
Tel, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I just think that it's all about progression, and I think in the last couple of Premier League games with Kagawa and Mata, the way they've been playing, it's looked a little bit better. I suppose my concern is that is he going to stick with that, or is he going to, you know, go back to playing the wingers that have been out of form for 2 years? You know, it's about. I think we just need to go out the season with a bit of pride. If we can win our last 5 games, something to cling on to, go right. Okay, let's build on this for next season. That's going to be important. But you know, I don't think Moyes can take us forward. I really don't. I want him to, but I don't think he will. And fingers crossed we get rid of him in the summer and bring in somebody with a bit more tactical nous.
Okay. JB, Noose, I think was what he was after. JB, do you think this is an opportunity to experiment, perhaps?
It is. I mean, is his hand forced? I mean, there's no Rooney, no RVP, and that means we're left with little P up front. So you can play some expansive, fast, agile, attacking football there with Kagawa, Mata, and maybe even Janusaj or Welbeck on the flanks. And because they only have one kind of style, and it's a nice, fluid, expansive style for us all to enjoy, I'd really love to see that happen. Whether or not Moyes likes that style, or he's thinking, God, I've got to do this, I don't know. But hopefully, if he sees that style,
I mean, it's kind of
it might work. But do you not think if it starts to work, you'll think, you know what, this could be an idea? A bit like it worked at Newcastle. Or is Moyes so, you know, set in his ways that he just insists on it?
I think the style that we've been playing recently has been forced on him. We haven't had Rooney for some of that. We haven't had Van Persie, obviously. The problem is when we have Van Persie and Rooney, he's almost is trying to force everybody into it, and we just weren't playing football. And then obviously the fear is with these players coming back, is he just going to let the bigger egos as such just, you know, come on then lads, you're back in the team, boys, and that's it. And it kind of, so Alex Ferguson, yes, he used to always pick the right team, but you used to always breed that, you know, if you're playing well enough, you will start. And it doesn't seem that way under Moyes. It seems that he's a bit led by bigger egos. And I can see Robin Van Persie coming back in and starting again, and you know, we're back to square one. This is the problem. This is the problem.
Elsewhere, Adam, the sun is shining, and we've got Juan Mata for all of next season. So there are some exciting things going on. Let's talk about teams for Everton. Adam, who would you play?
David De Gea in goal, without doubt. Everyone vote for Dave, yeah. because he deserves to be our player of the season.
Player of the year.
Also, Raphael, Jones. Is Evans back? I'd pick Evans if Evans is back. And then I'd go Butner as well. I'd go Carrick and Fellini in the middle. The reason I'd pick Fellini is it's his old club and he may inspire a performance out of him. Then I'd go Mata in the hole, Kagawa, Yanazai wide of him with Hernandez up front.
Ooh, nice team. Tel?
De Gea in goal, of course, and I'm voting for David as well. He's had a great season. Raphael, if fit, at right back. Jones and Smalling. Got to be Smalling. Been our best centre-back this season by a long, long way. And I'd go with Butner at left-back as well. I think Adam's point is very poignant around the fact that Butner had an amazing game against Munich and then he dropped because Evra's fit again. And 2 of the goals are Evra's fault. And that just goes to prove Moyes hasn't got the bottle to make the big decisions. In midfield, I'd go with Carrick and Fellaini because they're the best 2 we've got, which is saying a hell of a lot this year. Mata in the hole, Kagawa just out to the left. I'd play Tony on the right. I think he had a good game, I thought, actually, against Munich. So keep his place. And up front, Little P trying to not get offside and hopefully bang in maybe 3 goals in 3 games. That's who I'd go with.
I'd agree with Tal. I think we just played Butner. I mean, Evra's gone in the summer, isn't he? Sadly, he's always got that winning mentality, but his feet don't match anymore, so he can't do it. Butner needs development. He probably will be hopefully it can't be our first choice left back in the next 4 or 5 years, can he? So he's going to be in and around the squad, and we may as well develop him. Apart from that, I like the way the guys set up in their own ways.
All right, so
we're slating Evra, yeah. He gave me the best 22 seconds of my life.
Amazing!
It was great.
Amazing.
But I think it was great. But on a real term, he just can't defend anymore. He's knackered.
So Skype is a fickle mistress and Adam has been cruelly cold due to his poor internet connection. We move on and JB is in a different room to improve his connection. This is a very strange place in which we live. So let's talk about the opposition. JB, who should we worry about in blue shirts?
I think Lukaku could be a massive threat, as we all know. But I mean, he seems to be a little bit of a purple patch player. He's done okay recently, but not his goals coming fit to starts over the course of the season. But he's an extremely strong player, loads of really good link-up play. We have to watch out for Kevin Morales, definitely. And then Ross Barkley, who's someone I really wish we had at United, swanning around behind a striker. So yeah, Lukaku's going to make knockdowns to those guys. The top assister is Morales, and then it's followed by Lukaku on 6. That kind of shows you a bit of their game plan.
Yeah. Tel, who do we use to stop Lukaku?
Sorry, say that again?
Who do we employ to stop Lukaku?
Chris Smalling all day long. Chris Smalling won't have a problem. Top class centre back. He'll have him in his pocket all game.
Is he strong enough? Do you think he's strong enough?
Yeah, I think he's grown. I think since January, Smalling has for me been a standout player at centre back, and he hasn't. When he's played there, he's not had a bad game. Even against Munich, I think it was quality in the middle. So I think he'll do a fantastic job this Sunday.
Okay, Tel, JB touched on Morales and Lukaku. Anybody else you think we should worry about from Everton?
I think Gareth Barry has had a very good season in central midfield in terms of breaking up play. Their midfield versus our midfield, I don't think they're going to contest.
Is McCarthy really tidy with his passes?
He's a good player as well. I think all of them. They've got a very strong midfield outfit, Everton. But definitely Barry, Barkley, those guys will be dangerous.
Okay, one more question in before we do predictions. If before the start of the season, before a ball has been kicked anywhere near Old Trafford or any other club in the country, who would you pick? Fergie's retiring, Moyes or Martinez?
Martinez.
I probably would have gone for Moyes before I knew what was about to befall Manchester United.
I think you'd have to go for Moyes, really. Very brave to go for Martinez. What about now?
Martinez, yeah.
I've always thought with Martinez, he got Emerson Boyce to play good football. And that's all you need to know. And he'll be one of the top managers in Europe in the next 4 or 5 years, Martinez. He's absolutely class.
Okay. Right then, prediction time. Do either of you think David Moyes will pick up a solitary point against Everton in his debut season as Manchester United manager?
Yes, I think he's going to get a point. He's better off playing away from home, reactive, and anticipating what the opposition side are going to do in terms of strategy. So we will contain him, and it'll be 1-1.
I think Man United are going to win. I think we're going to win 2-0 or 3-1 by a couple of goals. And it'll be done to make us feel more pain, really, because Arsenal will lose as well, and we'll think, oh my God, top four's an option, and then it'll be pulled away from us like candy from a fat, overweight baby.
Yeah. For any Christians watching, I'm deeply sorry if you were offended by Tell's blasphemy. I will never predict us to lose, even if I think that might be the case. I think we'll win 2-1, and it'll be a wonderful game of football enjoyed by all. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. Everybody at home, please let us know what you think the score will be, what you think of Moyes, Martinez, Fellini, and what team you would play. That's always interesting. Like the video, share it with your mates, and subscribe to Full Time Devils for a better life experience.
You have lost the fans tonight. You don't deserve the fans. You don't deserve anything from this club. You got the job on the technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing, you are a fool, and you are a waste of time. Good night.